Cathryn Beeks with Alive in San Diego, here in the general store at the San Dieguito Heritage Museum with the beautiful, fabulous, talented Nena Anderson. What's up, Nena?
Hi, yay, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming by. Just realized that Nena is my neighbor now that I've moved into this beautiful city, and so taking advantage of her close proximity, and she's been nice enough.
We're going to be spending lots of time at the beach.
That's right. I can't wait, girl. So first of all, let's just start with a song just to get people in the groove if they don't know you. What song should we start with?
The song's called Kiss You Goodnight, and it's about missing someone. Whisper in my ear, all I wanna hear is your voice as I drift off to sleep. When you're in your bed, rest your weary head, close your eyes and dream with me. I wish I could kiss you goodnight. Turn down the light, listen to the night, fill the sky above you with the stars. Darling, don't forget, once the sun is set, I will be returning home to you. I wish I could kiss you goodnight. I know it'd make everything right. I wish I could kiss you. I wish I didn't miss you. I wish I could kiss you goodnight. And when we're far apart, rest your heavy heart. Tomorrow comes much sooner than you think, and I will love you no matter where you are. Sleep, my angel, until the break of dawn. I wish I could kiss you goodnight. I know it'd make everything right. I wish I could kiss you. I wish I didn't miss you. I wish I could kiss you goodnight.
Woo! Oh my God, beautiful song, Nena. What's the story behind it?
The song I wrote on tour years ago when my son would call me in the middle of the night, because he would be awake in the middle of the night at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he'd call me to tell me he missed me when really he was exhausted
Right.
and should have been in bed, and I would just have to say, "Go to bed. Why are you calling me? Go to bed." And I know you miss me. I miss you too, but go to bed because you're up too late.
How old was he?
He was probably 10. Maybe actually no. I think when I got the idea for this song, he did do that when he was 10. But I toured only a tiny bit when he was younger. And the idea for this song came to me when he was younger, when he was maybe 7 or 6.
Right.
Because it was a different thing for me to be gone, even just for a night. You know, he'd get upset.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it. I really didn't do it much at all until he got older, because I didn't need to. And then even still, now as a teenager, I don't tour because he needs me. He needs me around. It's more important. You know?
Absolutely. Let's talk about your discography. How many discs do you have?
1.
Okay.
Technically 1. I have Beyond the Lights, which I released in late 2011.
Yep.
And I'm working on another one now.
Okay.
I did cut that song, Kiss You Goodnight, as a single, and I'll probably re-record it again also.
Nice.
And then other than that, previously, I have a couple little EPs that are floating out there that I made that were, one is 3 songs that are jazz songs.
Right.
I released a couple jazz songs in Europe and Asia.
Yeah.
So those are out there too.
Yeah, you're an Americana sweetheart, but you also have your jazzy side.
Well, that's what Americana is. It's in my mind, it's a combination of all these American music forms.
Yeah.
It's jazz. It's influenced and has elements of jazz and blues and country.
Right.
And folk, really kind of all mixed in together.
Right. And then tell me about Brawley.
So Brawley is my honky-tonk band.
Okay.
And we play originals and covers both. And Adrian Demain, he writes some of them and I write some of them, and we choose covers based on our whims. Basically everything from 50s rockabilly to 70s honky-tonk.
Nice.
And we have a lot of fun with that band.
It looks like it.
Yeah, and that band has pedal steel player David Berzanski and drummer Dale Daniel, who both previously were in a band called the Hacienda Brothers, which was a pretty well-known band, Texas, California band, with Chris Gaffney and David Gonzalez in it. And they're great players.
Yeah.
And then Jim Austin on upright bass, who is a longtime Encinitas guy. Sweet. And San Diego guy was in a great band called the Smith Ranch Boys. Okay. And another band called the Cheap Blaze, which was around for a while and still I think play every once in a great while. They still play around town.
Are you still doing June Carter Cash?
I'm not doing that anymore. I came home. I toured. Off and on. I always toured with them off and on. I never was like full time all the time with them. And loved.
But you were out with them frequently, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Some of the bigger tours, I would go out with them for a couple weeks at a time, or weekend stints when my son would be at his dad's. I would sometimes join them for some of those. And still for some of the bigger events, they'll call me. Mm-hmm. We did the San Diego Symphony a couple years ago, and that was so much fun.
I bet.
Really, really cool to play with the symphony. Yeah. And that was I think it was 4th of July actually. It was fireworks. It was everything. It was really fun. And they had a little restructuring, some new players in their band, and they're touring heavily right now. And I need to stay home. Yeah. And I do my own thing, and it's really more my focus. That was really fun, and I got to meet great. Yeah. The coolest thing about that band is they're really good, and they honor the music so much. It's not just we're a tribute band, we play Johnny Cash music. They really honor the music and what they do,
the history of it,
and because of that, we always had the support of Cash family members, people that were close to Johnny Cash, friends and management, and people who would support our shows and come out. And then the best thing is just all ages. Everybody loves Johnny Cash, and you get grandparents bringing their grandkids, and just shows were always such a joy because of that. I bet.
Yeah. Well, you've got enough going on here at home. Besides all of your musical endeavors, you've got your design studio that you
I do.
branding and graphics and advertising, and is that something you went to school for, or is that something?
I started working, actually designing logos and painting trade show booths and doing random jobs, artistic jobs when I was 14. My dad is a surfboard shaper.
Okay.
And I started out airbrushing surfboards for
cool.
my dad, for Town and Country and Rusty, just different, they all work together.
Yeah.
And so I always knew that I wanted to do something artistic. And I went to school and studied industrial design because I've always had an affinity for trying to design things that were functional, and that always has fascinated me. And after college, I started working, and I worked with a couple of really wonderful designers. A guy named Bob Haro, who was kind of the inventor of BMX, freestyle BMX.
Okay.
And I worked at a company called Red Sand, which is a clothing company, and then later worked for a company called Electro Bicycle.
Sweet.
And I do everything. I sew, I do product design. I've designed bicycles. I've designed all kinds of crazy things I never thought I would do or I could do, and it's such a fascinating thing. And now I focus more. I still do occasional product design, but I do a lot more just branding, overall branding, and I work with some photographers. I take pictures, but I try not to spread myself too thin. So right now it's a lot more graphic design.
Sure.
I do lots of posters. I do some posters for Belly Up, and
Nice.
I do some. I just recently did the Paladins new album.
Oh, cool.
I do album
Nina.
packaging.
That's
and
fantastic.
What book layout. I do whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever I can get my hands on.
That's fantastic. Wow.
Work. It supplements this career.
That's right.
Making music is a labor of love for sure,
Yeah, but you're good at the business side of it too, I think.
I try to be.
I've been watching your career all these years, and I'm just always inspired by...
I try to be. I think there's a little bit of with social media, I think there's a little bit of smoke and mirrors now of perceptions, and it always amazes me to talk to people who go, oh, wow, your career is going so great. And it is in some sense, but often, fans especially don't understand. Well, I was at that club for 9 hours and I made $50.
Right.
Amortize that out, figure out what that is, and not making that much money. But again, it's a labor of love, and it's steps. Over the years, you learn what gigs to say no to.
Right.
And it's less actually about the money at this point with me. It's a quality, I believe everyone should get paid no matter what.
Sure.
Never do the gigs for free.
Yeah.
But there's a quality of the show and of the people you're surrounding yourself with. And there's plenty of organizations that, as my part in feeling like I'm contributing to the community, that different things that I'll participate in with my music or artwork or anything.
Awesome. Yeah. And I just discovered today in researching for our interview, I actually had heard about it, but I'd never gone to your blog, Nena's Cocina.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, first of all, just so visually beautiful. Your photos of your food.
Thanks.
And just the way it's laid
Yay,
out.
iPhone! No.
Fantastic. I mean, really. But you have a great eye.
What a tool.
And so tell me about that. Are you an amateur chef? I mean, that looks pretty professional, all that.
Well, I started burning things when I was about 22.
Okay.
I was never into cooking, but I was raised, I'm half Chinese, I was raised in a family where food was, it's like the Italians, food is the utmost importance. It is, going to grandmother's house, it's eat the whole time. And to the point where my grandparents my grandfather would fish, my grandmother had her own garden that was seeds that she cultivated from China and brought and planted and would reseed her own stuff, to a whole different level. And they had restaurants actually, even back to my great grandparents had restaurants.
Nice.
In Seattle area,
okay.
And they were immigrants there, and actually they were like pioneers there. They were like some of the first settlers in Port Townsend, and so that's kind of really part in my blood that I didn't even understand until I got older.
Yeah.
And but I love food, all kinds, every kind. I'm culturally, I'm half Chinese, I'm half Danish. My parents live in Baja, and I spent a lot of my life in Baja growing up. And so culturally, just all different flavors are, nothing's off limits, and especially in a Chinese family, growing up, there was plenty of things you didn't ask what it was. And if it was gross, you'd be like, oh, that was gross. But you tried things.
Sure.
And then if you wanted to know what it was later, you could ask. Sometimes it's better just to not know. Just be like, yes, that was delicious, or no thanks.
What's the weirdest thing you ever ate?
Well, there were certain things I stayed away from that were like other people in my family would be like the fish eyes and stuff like that, and I was like, oh no, and I never was real. I love fish now, but especially as a kid, the fish was very. It was like my grandmother used to salt and dry her own fish in the backyard. To me, that's the nastiest smell on the planet. And so I was like, I'm not eating that, but I've had things like jellyfish, and they're kind of weird things,
Okay. What's your favorite thing to cook?
I don't have a favorite thing to cook. It changes all the time because I get bored or I get inspired by something, and I do love to make Thai food. I make a lot of Thai food. Wow.
And that's tough because the fish oil and there's a lot of ingredients that are...
Most of it is methods too. Though once you learn the order of ingredients, things become, in Asian cooking especially, there's a very specific order in how you put things together, which makes a difference. I'm a huge fan of the Asian market down in San Diego, the 99 Ranch.
Oh, I love that
my
place.
pantry is fully stocked to cook Indian food, Thai food, Chinese food, Japanese food. I cook everything, and at the same time, I'm super, my mom cooked all the 50s housewives favorites. So, I make chicken pot pie and mac and cheese and pot roast and I just love cooking. I cook all kinds of things, and I believe in being healthy. I have a vegetable garden. Right now I have the most I've ever planted at one time. I think I planted like 12 tomato plants.
Nice. Wow.
And so it's going to be crazy. I have cucumbers right now. I've been making pickles, which I've never done before, and that's really fun and delicious. And it's great that it's so much healthier to cook at home, you know. And I love to eat out. Don't get me wrong. I love a great restaurant. I love a taco shop, you know. And again, nothing's off limits. I'm like, yes, I'll eat that. Give it to me, you know. So, but cooking at home is definitely, it's been good. It's been good for my family, and we all eat a lot healthier. And the kids love having a garden. Is so great for kids because they go out and they'll just pick stuff and eat it. Yeah. And they'll be like, this tastes so much better than...
Isn't that great?
I thought you hated cucumbers. No, these are delicious cucumbers. And I'm like, all right, good. Keep eating them, you know. And that's, I think, such a important thing in this day and age for kids to get to experience because everything is so...
Do they like to cook too?
My son used to like to cook when he was younger.
Okay.
He's kind of a teenager now where he's like... He just wants a California burrito and wants me to leave him alone.
I was going to say, leave him alone.
Leave him alone. But he does help me once in a while. His favorite thing actually is pesto, and he made a giant batch of pesto just the other night.
Nice.
For all of us. Yeah. And then my stepdaughter, she likes to help doing anything.
Nice.
So it's
awesome.
Yeah, we have her cook.
And then all of these endeavors can be found at your website. There's links to all of that, I noticed.
Yes.
Which is very organized and good. Yes. Thank you for that. Not having to
scroll down to the bottom. It's all right there.
Right. Okay, so you have a big show coming up at Java Joe's.
I do.
And that's why I invited you here to talk about that. And first of all, the new Java Joe's.
I know.
Cool.
I'm excited because I have not been there. I've got to play at most the other
almost all
locations.
Of them, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the earliest one that I played at. I can't even remember.
What's going on with the show? You have someone else playing with you?
This show, because I don't play acoustic very often, for some reason last month I played more acoustic, a couple acoustic shows, which it's so rare.
Right.
And so I'm going to do a kind of a special show for this Java Joe's one, and I may have a special guest or two. I'm still coordinating things, but I'm planning on a duo show and a set of original music.
Nice.
And then a set of songs by artists that have influenced me.
Oh, good.
This year there's been so many artists that have in the last couple of years really influential artists that have really had an impact on my music.
Yep.
And I've been reflecting and starting to hear and see more and more and understand more where my influences have really come from.
Yeah.
And when you're playing music and you're marketing yourself and you have to do all this stuff, most artists have a tendency to think about who they like or who they admire, and it's not the same as who actually influences you.
True.
And for me, people say, well, who do you try? I don't try to write like anybody.
Yeah.
It just comes out.
Yeah.
And so I'm starting to reflect on those influences, and I want to do a set that kind of shows that. And, a lot of it is stuff I grew up with that I hated when I was growing up.
Right.
It's Merle Haggard. It's John Prine. It's Hoyt Axton and Linda Ronstadt.
Yeah.
And there's just, and Carter family. I mean, they're and Peggy Lee, I mean, there's so many different influences that I have, and then it goes all the way to Dave Alvin and X and, rock bands,
right.
Chrissie Hynde, and, but there definitely is a group of songwriters and sounds that definitely influence very much what I do.
So
Willie
cool
Nelson, I mean, and there's a reason why, I there's this country influence, but there's also this jazz thing, and then there's also this, I love to get into the rock and roll stuff too.
Right.
So I think it'll be fun to kind of have to put together a group of songs that kind of reflects that and to share that with my fans.
I was going to say, I think your fans will love that because that's everyone's biggest question. They want to know that, so it's cool to put a whole set together of music. And tickets, how do you get them?
I don't know.
I guess JavaJoes.com and
I guess JavaJoes.com. I don't know if he's doing advance tickets or if you just come and get your tickets at the door.
I think you can do either. I think I've noticed with the last few shows
if you just call Java Joe's.
Totally.
Call Joe, buy a ticket, or just come
and what's the
get
date?
one at the door. It's Saturday, June 17th.
June 17th?
Next Saturday.
All right, cool.
This Saturday.
Thank you, Nena, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I've long since been a fan of yours, and now we're neighbors.
We are.
I love that. Thanks for coming to the museum and being our first guest here at
thank you.
Our museum series. I don't know. I have to think of a good name for it. Okay, we'll see you June 17th at Java Joe's. Thank you, Nena.
Thank you.